Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everyone's staying warm. Hey, Tamara, Prepping 101, Eric, Harvest Mary Moon, Al Bundy, Red Scout, Suburban Hillbilly, Be Charming, Hope Rising, Bubba Bubba, Sassy Cat. All right, so there's about 23 of you guys in here, and I'm probably going to end up having to repeat it if I go too soon. Hey, Christy Baum, Susie D. But I wanted to talk about something that may have slipped through the cracks for some of your ears. I personally haven't heard anything about it. I've been following a little bit, but not as much as I should be. And I believe for a lot of people, this has kind of slipped through the cracks of what's coming this summer. Yep. Hey, Lady Dagger Status, Sassy Cat. So, hey, Prepping. Okay, so the Fed is rewiring the US payment system. And here's what that means for us. It can take days to transfer money or make payments from your bank account, even as apps like Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle make such transactions nearly instant. That's because the federal government has no digital payment systems for the entire banking system to utilize in real time. But that's about to change. The Federal Reserve plans to launch its own real-time payment system called the FedNow service this summer. Though FedNow is years behind tech-based private sectors and competitors, it will be a game changer for transactions in the U.S. It will be the first and only digital instant payments system that is both created and backed by the government. Hey, TH2, hey, Cashew. So, as a result, many banks will see it as a larger, safer system, able to transfer money faster for consumers and businesses. Thank you, Red Scout. FedNow will enable all the banks, any bank in the United States, not just the big ones, to offer instantly available funds in real time payments to their customers, said Fed Chair Jerome Powell before the House Financial Service Committee on March 8th. So they think this is a great thing.
Han Solo's got a good point there.
Hey, Han Solo. Is that the gateway to the carbon scorecard?
That's a good point.
Good point. Charlotte, Jerry, hi. So what is FedNow? FedNow is the first government-created system for financial institutions to send and receive funds almost instantly. Ideally, FedNow would ensure you'd no longer have to wait a few business days or bide your time over holidays or weekends to receive your money. This means you can make payments, your mortgage, for example, ideally within seconds. You could opt to send funds on the due date rather than having to plan several days out for an online payment to clear, or up to a week for a check to be processed. For business owners, too, this means faster and smoother operations. They will be able to send and receive invoice payments, for instance, in real time online. So this is how the FedNow works. FedNow acts as the clearing service for financial institutions' transactions so they can provide immediate end-to-end payments to customers. The key difference between the service and the Fed's current system is that FedNow will be online 24/7, processing transactions in real time. The FedNow service is open to more than 10,000 financial institutions that operate within the Fed's network. Private money transfers apps like Venmo and Cash App are not part of that system. That's one reason it takes a few days for you to transfer money from these apps to your bank account. The bank has to clear the funds. Financial institutions participating in FedNow can opt into several different services within the system. Hello, Norma. Kind of lost my place here. That's one reason it takes a few days for you to transfer money from the apps to your bank account. The bank has to clear the funds. Okay. Including sending funds back and forth across the financial institutions or choosing to only receive the funds. They can also opt into settlements, service transfers, and high dollar limit credit transactions called liquidity management transfers. So, when will FedNow launch? Like I said, this summer. Initially, the debut date was supposed to be in 2024, but ramped up the deadline to launch sometime this year between May and July after realizing the central banking system is years behind the private faster payment system already in use by many large banks. The Fed also knows there's heavy consumer demand for instant digital transactions. I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly, and I think we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon, Powell said. FedNow has been in the works for nearly a decade. The Fed started payments network in 2013 and formed the Faster Payments Task Force in 2015 to map out a plan. After years of meetings, the release of several studies, and a period of fielding public comments, the Fed announced FedNow in August 2019. So some of you may have heard of this. And has been conducting pilot runs with financial institutions since then. The benefits of instant payments are increasingly important to consumers and businesses, and the ability to improve or provide this service will be critical for financial institutions to remain competitive. So Ken Montgomery, first vice president at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and the FedNow Service Program Executive, in a release announcing the new launch timeframe, financial institutions will be able to use the FedNow service as a springboard to provide innovative, I'm sorry, I'm butchering words today. Anyway, solutions to their customers. How important is FedNow? Saying FedNow would be a game changer is almost downplaying the potential impact. Makes me nervous. Banking universe housed within its current slower payments setup, its thousands of participating financial institutions have waited for years for real-time systems supported by the government. Currently, there is the Real-Time Payments, RTP, network, a private service launched in 2017 that is used by many of the larger financial institutions to transfer funds. Among the newer phone-based money transfer apps like Zelle is one of the only that operates within the RTP network. That's why you might see Zelle's service offered directly through your bank or credit union. More than 100 financial institutions already use the RTP network. and they can opt to use the FedNow system as well. Some critics say FedNow will end up competing with private sector companies offering such services, while others have argued it will serve as an expansion or added service. Either way, FedNow will open the door to thousands more financial institutions that will be able to offer instant transactions for consumers and businesses. The implications are likely to be global. That last statement about this going global, what do y'all think about that? What do you think about that?
Feds with their hands in the money again. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, Fed, government, global, controlling all the monies, ins and outs. Sounds fun, right? So I'm going to drop this link and see if you guys want to come up and chit chat about this, because this is quite interesting, right? I'm going to go back through chat. Let's see. I think I said hi to Al Bundy, and I know I said hi to Be Charming and Jerry. I forgot how to pronounce that name. It's the Cosette. Yeah, Cosette. Try call me, okay. Hi. And I think I said hello to Han Solo. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Bubba News. QR code to use the digital right around the corner as well. Yeah, I bet you that'll be linked.
Did you drop the link?
I did drop the link. Did you not see it?
No, I didn't see it. It's there.
Okay. So yeah, if anyone wants to grab the link and come up, I just wanted to make sure that yeah. And I put this out there because I honestly haven't heard anything. I was actually looking up a lot of the things that happened Thursday night to yesterday. I did a live yesterday talking about Silicon Valley and Wells and Fargo and all the things that were happening there. And I don't know. So this is set to launch between May and July. And this was not supposed to be launched until 2024. So they're going a year before they were going to do this. Yeah, because 2013, 2015 always seems to be the years, right? When all these things are going on and then they decide to, like, here you go. So if anyone tries to card anywhere where bank notifies me instantly. Yeah. Yep. Hey, Bubba News and 10. I hope you guys are well. Let me go on my YouTube side. I think something's weird.
They're asking for the link to what you read. Can you put it in the description?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Let me just put the link in the description. I'll be right back. Hey, bro. I'm a little slow here. So this came out a day ago or so. I don't think it's going to let me from my phone. Oh, let's see. I honestly can't even find my own live. Isn't that funny?
You can add it after.
Yeah, I may have to add that after stream because I can't seem to put that in my description right now from my phone. It's kind of odd. Oh, I could always go to the live and put it into chat, maybe. Okay. So there's the link to where I was reading from. Everything coming under the ISO, whoops, chat jumped. 2022 with the XRP ledger being used, connecting the One Health system with the banking and the digital ID. Unreal. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, 10.
Hey, Lake, love you.
Love you too.
I love you more.
Hey, clear your screen.
Oh, my screen, yeah. Oh,
Oops.
sorry.
So yeah, I've been watching this stuff. Like yesterday, I could feel it in the air that was coming, and even my husband, he's like, "Hold on,
Yeah.
it's coming, you guys. It's coming a lot faster than what we thought." But guess what? We've been prepping. We've been getting ready for this, so I'm not necessarily like scared, but like
No.
I'm a little nervous. Like this is history.
Yeah.
They're gonna be reading about this stuff in about 60 years. Oh, and you notice I use stuff.
I talked to TJ yesterday, and she said that some of the stocks went down yesterday too,
Oh yeah, and
the day before.
in the crypto, Jay's watching the crypto. He says, "Hold your crypto, hold it."
Yep.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about this FedNow at all, or am I just slow?
No. We're gonna probably talk a little bit about it tomorrow night because that's Jay's deal. You know, he's Mr. Money Agent Jay, you know, and he follows all of that. And so we were going to talk about that, and then we're going to be talking about a couple other things because some serious stuff's happened on the West Coast in my state. Yes, with a podcaster.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, and so we're going to be talking about that on Sunday because I currently have a particular stalker, and I'm going to let them know that I'm aware of them. But the thing is, I want other people to be aware that this is so scary. That this just happened about 2.5 hours away from me over.
Yeah, that particular person is no longer on this earth anymore in that form. Anyway,
none of them, the stalker or the stalkee.
Right. Well, I thought she is okay, but her husband and the stalker isn't, right?
No, the mother.
They all left. Oh boy.
So the four of them, the three of them are in the house. The stalkie and the husband, right, and her mother. They were staying at her mother's house for some reason. The mother heard commotion, got out of the house. The stalker went in and got Stockie's husband and Stockie, and the mother was able to get to a neighbor, but it wasn't enough time. And this is the seriousness of this internet stuff. It's getting to be insane. And now it's in my state, and now I got me a stalker.
I watched a video about that. I actually had an issue with that years ago before the cube. So that is actually, I mean, I had somebody open my vehicle door, got in my vehicle and left presents. Like it was crazy. So these things aren't to be taken lightly. You should always pay attention to them.
And even the ones that are following you on the internet that are making all these, you know, just stupid ass videos and stuff. You know, there's a point that it's funny with these people, but then now it's to the point that it's not funny anymore. And then having a podcaster lose her life over doing the internet. Where are we at in the world anymore?
I don't know. TJ Katz, it doesn't really have much to do with age. I mean, I'm not any spring chicken. I'm 46 years old, but I'm pretty lost on the whole crypto and wallets thing too. I don't use it. I don't want to. I don't plan to. But you know, I like being able to swipe a card, I guess, but I like to pay cash, and I like it when I go to the bank and our funds are there that we put there, right? But it seems as though more and more is going into government hands, and I, for one, don't like it at all. Hey, Bubba.
Bubba.
Hi, kids. I thought I'd come up and say hi.
Hi. So what do you think about all that?
Bubba thinks a lot about this.
He's right. Hey, guys. Hey, how are y'all doing? Man, I need to get a shave.
I don't think you need to shave. I didn't see anything. I mean, I might need a shave too.
Oh, no. This is crazy.
Yeah. So have you heard about this FedNow?
Yeah, and I was just looking it up a little bit, and I just sent your hubby something about they're using this XRP ledger for the enabling interoperability across platforms, and you have them from Google Pay, Facebook, Amazon, and they all go through the XRP ledger to get to the FedNow. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's all coming together.
Global system.
That's what I was, global system. Like you said, that was my first thought when I started reading, and it was my last thought when I got done earlier when I was reading this. It seems almost insane that this is actually, we knew it was coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're showing, like, this says 4 of the biggest U.S. banks lose $47 billion in market value in one day. So they're interested to see what Monday is going to bring for trading with the banking index and all that crap.
Monday. Oh, yeah, Monday. That's another one. Okay, so I come to the realization in our generation and when we grew up, Friday the 13th was, right? Well, in this new generation, it's going to be Monday the 13th. That's why they're going to do minimal Mondays. Yeah.
Oh,
that's on millennials Monday. Minimal. You do the minimal amount of whatever. So, yeah. So Monday the 13th for the next 100 years. It's going to be,
Hi, Susie D. Hi, Carson. Yeah, a lot of us are a little shook up or really shook up about this, I think, because it's like, how do you prepare your mind for something like this to come? I mean, you think you can, you know it's coming, but when it hits and says it's coming, it's like, it's a different feeling, isn't it?
Well, something that Jay brought up to me last night, he goes, this may go smoother than what we think. He's got a lot more faith in what's going to happen and that we're going to get the dollar to dollar back return. But he also talks about Nasara that, I'm kind of up in the air about, okay? But if everything goes good on Monday, if Grandma Yellen does what she's supposed to do this weekend, okay, it should go smooth, but we could be looking at a Titanic. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Susie D said, there's too many variables.
Too many variables.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in some ways, I believe the U.S. is way behind these other countries.
They've been doing it already.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm okay with that in a weird way. I mean...
Well, that's another thing too, though. But look at those other countries and how much their government has control over them. They've got social credit.
Even what they're doing to get their digital IDs going in Nigeria, and now 5 other countries in Africa are joining them with Nigeria. And I don't know if you've seen their protests in the past couple of weeks where they're destroying their ATM machines and everything else because they're switching over to CBDC. And I'm like, well, you people are going to go through your paper money that much faster by destroying them in the ATMs, you dorks. So, I mean, they're just speeding the process along, but what they're doing is they're setting your SIM card to your phone until you register under the digital ID. So this is how they're getting compliance.
Yeah. And what about those social scores that other countries have? I don't want a social score. I don't care what they think of how I am, or, you know what I mean? Like what they think of me and what God thinks of me are two different things. Like they aren't, I don't even know. I don't even know where to go with it. There's so many thoughts running through my head right now.
Well, and even the FedNow, if I understand right, it's not our CBDC.
Right.
It's just the payments for like and if I understand it right, it's like the government's going to get their tax like the first thing from your pay. You know what I mean? Like bam, 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 and because they want their money.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because we have to send it to the unicorn country. They need it.
And that's the other thing. This is all government made, and it's owned by.
Yeah, and even they've got the next big what is it, the big World Economic Forum meeting, was it, or the World Health Organization? One of them is the May 21 to 30 time frame. So that's why it got me thinking about what you're saying, that May to July.
Yeah, between May and July.
Okay, so what month? 7.
I can't hear you, Tim.
I'm trying to think, because our original Independence Day isn't really November or July 4th. It's a different date in July, and this is a high satanic year because of the 2023 drop the 0. 322 backwards. These guys, this is an epic year for the Satanists and the people that love Lucifer, because it's all about the numbers, you guys. You know?
Yeah.
You know that too, Bubba. You know.
Oh yeah. That's why I've everyone's talking about 322 March 22nd, and then March 22nd of 23. I mean, that's just it's the first day of Ramadan.
Yep.
With Israel, and then you've got the first day of the Jewish calendar, I guess, that begins on March 22nd as well. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff.
And we've got Beltane coming on May Day.
Oh yeah, I remember I did a thing on that last year or the year before, making people aware of what goes on during that time.
We've got the Ides of March. 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated. Ides of March. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems as though evil just has. It used to feel like they had boundaries before.
They do. Yeah. Oh, there's definitely.
Or it gave them boundaries before. And now it's like just running loose everywhere. It's in everything, and it's not the way it was intended to be.
And then tomorrow night is the big satanic award show. The Grammys.
Grammys.
Yeah, so all this happens around this time period because of their satanic. Well, I don't even know. Is it satanic? Is it Luciferians? If it's
all the above.
All of it.
There's so many of them. There's not even one anymore. You got,
They're not hiding anything, and I know you guys feel it too. But just the spiritual attacks and the deception, and it just feels so dark now.
Oh, that's where the deer came from.
Gosh. Yeah.
I got spiritually attacked by a deer the other night. I don't go out of the house for 2 days. I don't do anything. I go out to get Mexican for my husband. I get almost to my house, and bam, there's a deer. And it almost took my whole Mercedes out, but I turned, and it only took out the mirror. Yeah. God said, "Not today, Satan. You're not taking her away," because there was nobody in the oncoming lane. I swerved into the oncoming lane and just literally missed her. Well, she still hit me, and then when I heard the bam, I thought for a second, I go, Jesus, did you take me home? And I was like, no, you didn't take me home, but I got to get this food on the mountain.
No, I got to get my mirror fixed. Crap.
Yeah, yeah. And and part of the quarter panel, I guess there is a little dent in it. I didn't see it because it's a white car, but anyhow, the whole idea is I know that day, that deer coming the way it was, and when I hadn't been out of the house, Satan's been trying to get to me in every way. He literally threw a deer at me.
I'm sorry. I heard. I was like the day or two after I talked to you on the phone. Yeah.
And I told you I felt that was a satanic hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, Tim, last Sunday, it was a huge, huge moon. I want to send you the picture that I have from last.
Oh, it was the worm moon.
It was, it's also a crow moon and worm moon. Bushcraft actually went off on this last night of all the different names that this moon had. But last time we checked, a full moon usually lasts 3 to 4 days at most. This thing has been huge and big and bright since like last Sunday.
Because that's not our moon.
It's weird, right? It's
That's
weird.
just my thought, though. Okay, remember, entertainment purposes.
Yes. It's just weird. It's just
It is
weird.
very weird. Oh, and then people got pictures of the moon the night before, and it wasn't waxing, it wasn't waning, it was smiling on the bottom. We don't get those kinds of things. And they were all over Twitter, and guess what? Now those pictures are all gone.
Oh, really? Because we've had this big, huge, full moon looking thing since last Sunday.
I don't think that's our moon.
I don't really know what kind of banner to put up, even TH2.
For entertainment purposes only.
Well, I come on here about the news, and that's pretty much what's in the title is that the Fed is rewiring the US payment system. I guess we can do this one.
There was something else that happened too with the stable coin, the what is that? The USDC, the US digital something, and they're trying to keep it to the $1 parity thing, but it took a big hit. Which was like big, like out of nowhere, like, huh? But I guess it has a bunch of ties into like other currencies, I guess worldwide or something. I'm like, this is weird. Something, what? I don't understand. This is all happening way too fast. You know what I mean?
It feels like that, right?
It's like going so slow, but it's like super fast. It's like, whoa, what? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, all these trains and stuff are derailing. I mean, it's definitely concerning. You know, what happened in Ohio that's horrible. And what they're doing to those people. And then with Erin Brockovich coming up and now they're like threatening her, you know, that's all concerning. Meanwhile, we got the stuff going on that's about to hit this summer, you know, between May and July. Well, May is not even summer yet, right?
Well,
Right.
you got Hannah Hoy Jane over there saying she wants to, take out anybody that's for pro-life.
Oof.
Yeah, she did
Well,
that.
by the way, Tim, I'm still on my 90 day, so let's.
Yeah, that's why I'm being really careful with my. You notice I haven't said a swear word. I've been.
Hanoi Jane is nuts.
What?
Yeah, she's nuts.
She's nuts.
And why is it that we're taking these ancient relic activists and trying to rebirth them into something relevant now? I don't get that part. Kind of like Rob Reiner, and he's always putting on Twitter stuff really bad about a lot of people, and I keep tweeting him back. And who the heck are you again? Because he's not relevant. Meathead. That's who that guy is from. Archie Bunker, Rob Reiner. I don't know why. Yeah, he keeps putting on. Yeah, and I keep twittering him back. And who are you again? My father watched Archie Bunker and Meathead.
I used to watch that show too with Edith. Yeah.
Yeah, because our parents made us because we only had one TV, and Daddy owned the TV when he came home from work. And if he wanted to watch Archie Bunker, you had to go to your room usually.
Oh.
Because Archie was kind of, back then.
Hey, Cindy. Hey, Kicker.
I was actually looking at this last night at SVM.
What are you tapping?
Yeah, I hear tapping too. Remember, it takes a revival to bring in a religion that what they need.
Hey, Cindy. Yeah, I tried to call Agent J just now to see, because he's been following this so closely, because, that's a lot of what he does during the week.
Right.
Now that he's in semi-retirement, he's still not in retirement. He's in the game, the crypto game, so he's following it very close. Oh, there's Longboarding Mom. I really like her.
Hey, Longboarding Mom. Yeah, she's awesome. I love her channel too.
Oh, beautiful picture too. I like that one, girl.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Well, so are you guys, though.
But yeah, Jay didn't pick up, so maybe tonight I'll talk. But yeah, Lakeford, if you want to come up on our panel tomorrow night, or Bubba, and because we will be talking more about this. And Jay knows so much more than a lot of us. He's explained about the crypto wallets and which wallets are a little bit more safer than others. I mean, there is no safety in crypto, but he kind of gives his input on that, and that's really his forte.
Right. Whew, I don't know. I'm just gonna trust in God.
We're gonna be okay, you guys. We're wearing the armor of God, and
no fear. Trust in God's plan.
We've been prepping. You got food. You got your beans, right?
Yeah, of course.
We're ready to roll.
Beans and rice.
Bubba, remember when you first met me and I just started prepping? I was so excited about, I'm so prepped up with number 10 cans. I feel like a number 10 can queen.
The nut house was up here yesterday, and before they went out to go eat, and he was so funny. I was asking you what, with all the viruses and stuff going around and the things that they could do that we watched, what they did the past 3 years, now that we know what we saw, and how can we prepare better than last 3 years, and what we learned. And he's like, I learned what a number 10 can was, and we all just kind of giggled.
Oh wow, yeah.
I know, but that was kind of cool, and yeah. It was just funny because, like, we learned how to can, and learned to not let your stock go down. That's for sure.
I had to call Mom, say, how do I can again? I had to research it, like, because we'd watch Mom do it, and then you go to do it as an adult. You're like, I'm gonna call Mom.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And the next house, he's been prepping too over the last few years, just listening to all of us doing it,
Well, yeah. And now people are like, oh, man, I thought you guys were weird. You guys ain't weird now, man. You're right, man. This world is crazy. I mean, how many times are we hearing that now? Like, people are like, man.
Not as much as I'd like to.
I agree. They're still like, I guess it's just the people that have waken up that are like, man.
Yeah, because when you go to Walmart and you got a lot of stuff and they're looking at you like, why do you have a lot of... They look at you with those eyes that say, why do you have a lot of that in your cart? And then you look back at them with those eyes that none your business, and then they look at you with the stink eye, and then you kind of stink eyeing them back, and then you're like,
I look at them like, what are you doing out on bail?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing out on bail, Snaps? Thank you, Bubba. I love you. Anyhow, yeah, but we're gonna make it through this. But I did order 2 more cans of spinach. So this week I got 4 cans of dehydrated broccoli, 3 cans of dehydrated spinach. Going for the greens this week.
Oh yeah.
Because I ordered all the corn and all the carrots, like got all the what do you call it? The ingredients. And Augustin Farms has yucky main dishes, so don't buy them. They're yucky. I did that.
You guys were talking too earlier about all the different train crashes and stuff, and then they Klaus Schwab called this in January on the World Economic Forum polycrisis. 2023 is going to be the year of polycrisis. Multiple crises at once. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see it.
But the thing with the trains, you got to admit, it's looking so sketch, like so. I mean, even a stupid person that's not awake to all this shit could say, hey, how come they're all crashing all these trains, Oh, that's right. That's right. Because, we gave $80 million to Siemens. Yeah, that was in that infrastructure bill. Yeah, and they bought out Amtrak. And guess what, you guys? Siemens, the company from Germany, Nazi Germany, they actually built the gas chambers. Yeah, Siemens was part of that. Okay, they got the $80 million contract for the new train system that'll go throughout the whole United States. You don't think they want to bust this stuff up anyhow? They're putting in new trains, people. We gave them the money. They bought out Amtrak. Go look it up. Siemens.
Mhm. Yeah, well, it's no, didn't take a rocket scientist, as you said, either, to see that in those videos where the wheels just come right off.
Oh, well, what about the one where there's actually a jam into like a big piece of metal that's hooks on and it stops the trains? I don't know what it's what anyhow, some guy got it on Twitter. He goes, "Why is that on the train track?" Oh, I tried to save that. They scrubbed that one too.
I will do, Kitty. She's a working. I know y'all miss TJ, but she's just busy working and doing the things. When she's not working, she's got to do the things because she's still doing everything that we all do that she's always done. Yeah, but
she's got a fun new job and it's something new for her. You know, I'm happy for her.
She likes it. Yeah.
I miss her, but I am very happy for her.
Yeah. Hey, Norma. Oops.
Moving to Seattle and yeah, well, Moderna. Jeez. We've got a couple companies here. Oh man, it starts with a B. Damn it! And there's one in. Oh, I'm sorry. It's one in Seattle and one in Spokane, and it's a bio research, and it's Battelle. Battelle's been in Seattle for the last 20, 30 years. They've been doing creepy stuff with the University of Washington, you guys. Look what they did to our fishes out in eastern Washington. They made triploids. Yeah, they took a trout and a steelhead, and they bred them together. And guess what? They're called triploids, but they don't have no reproductive organs. They got lots of meat. Yeah. And then they released them on the Columbia River. Yeah, triploids. Get yourself one today.
Oh, goodness. No. Hey, Jim.
Wow.
Can you tell I'm in a good mood? It's sunny here in eastern Washington.
Oh,
it's dark. It's very, very dark outside here.
Sunny and no snow. We had 2 feet yesterday, and it was gone by the afternoon.
We actually just got done with dinner. Well, I did anyway. Guess nobody else is hungry. I had a bagel sandwich.
Ooh, sandwich. I love
it. I had mayo on a toasted bagel with onion and butter crunch lettuce with some pepper and some thinly sliced ham and a slice of cheese with sun chips. Sun chips were good. Cheddar cheese sun chips. Yep.
Oh, sun chips.
Yeah, they're baked, not fried.
Hello, Mr. Boswell.
Yeah, there's Mr. Jim. Yep. So, yeah, if anyone's coming in late, we talked about the FedNow government banking system that they're rolling out here. Not what they say at the end there, it was not just around the United States, but globally. Yeah, that's always fun. And that's coming in May between May and July, which is kind of like a couple months difference in there. It's kind of weird, huh? Yep. So how have you been, Bubba? I've talked with Tim.
Oh, good. Good. I just can't believe that our country's still going. We haven't still yet crashed. I mean, it just feels like we're on that teetering board or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the real estate bubble. That's got to be just insane, too.
I bet.
I don't know. I'm doing good. Just doing some DoorDash here and there, having some fun, getting away from teenage kids, you know. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I know a lot of single dads actually right now that are doing that. They have teenagers, so they leave the teenagers with other teenagers or at home, and they're out there doing Uber and DoorDash and making an extra buck on the weekends or at night, aside from like their regular jobs.
It just wears on your car so much. Oh my God.
I bet.
Well, you guys know all the potholes too, and then you hit them and they're halfway to China and you're like, oh no.
We haven't had any too many potholes around here lately, but we don't. I think, is that potholes more towards like cities, maybe? Yeah, because of more traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why isn't Bigfoot on panel? TH2 would like to see your face.
Nobody wants to
What?
have a fake beard.
Well, none of us have shaved, so
Well,
apparently,
the day's not over. I mean,
yeah. And I asked ER to come up here, Mr. Eric, and he didn't come, but maybe he's eating. I don't know. It's getting late now. It's 7:15 here. Yep. Hey, Chris Piat. Yeah. You know what I don't like, and I'm not going to agree with? Like, I know that some of you guys were like, oh, maybe it won't be so bad, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, November bacon.
Yeah.
Now there's something meatier.
Bacon. I don't want one of those social credit score things. You start social credit scoring people, and I think we need to get it before that happens.
I agree.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tank on that. Because I'll do it on purpose just to tank that thing. Oh yeah, just so you know. And then yours will tank because mine will tank. That's how that's gonna work.
Okay. Good morning.
Seriously. Okay. Love you, Tim. Unless you're not going to hop down and then come right back later. She says she's got to go.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were talking about this new banking thing, and as soon as you brought it up, I thought Bubba's going to be all over that.
Well, yeah, man. I need to. I've been diving into the WHO thing and that whole.
Yeah. You know, that's when I got my strike, which is why I'm in the 90-day watch zone. They did it on a video that I had 23 months prior. And it was because their thing on YouTube changed, that they're no longer going about the three-letter agency of the CDC, that they're going by what the WHO says now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to be careful about anything I say. I even have to be careful about things I said 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Even though it's already been said and done, but because things change, you still have to be careful. So I guess you have to go through and remember over 1,000 videos that you've done to make sure, like, this changed. So is that going to affect me now of something that I did 2 years ago?
And it's 6 to 1, half dozen to the other, because if you take down that video, they can still hit you with a strike. And then since you removed it, you don't have proof that you know what I mean? You can't really fight them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we got to cite everything that we do now.
You know, one thing about this, and I know Red Scouts pointed it out multiple times in the chat tonight, and I know Bubba's on board with this too. You know, even when it seems like this world is just completely nuts and out of control, you know what? God's still in control.
Yeah.
It's still his plan.
Oh, yeah.
Still his plan. It just the ridiculous speed at which everything's coming together is just mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what Derek thinks about this.
Well, I think a lot of things, but I've been watching this, the bank, and apparently most of the people with the bank are heavy hitters with big accounts. Monday morning, I guess FDIC up to $250,000 is supposedly insured. So, you know, there'll be a big line out in front of all of those banks, especially the one in downtown New York City. But the fat cats, they're really taking the hit, because they're not going to get back anything like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably going to happen to another bank too. So, you know, another big bank.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Lake Ferry. Can
Yes.
you hear me? Okay, so husband wants faux, and so I'm going to venture out into the world and hopefully not get hit by another deer Okay, because remember I went for Mexican last time. So I'm going to take off and go get pho, and please pray that I do not get hit by a deer.
Hey, 10.
Okay, you're gonna be safe.
Can you hear me, 10?
Yes, Bigfoot.
Did you see longboarding mom's video from like 2 years ago where she crashed into that gigantic elk?
Yeah, she actually put a comment on my video, but see, God was protecting me, and there was nobody in the oncoming lane, and I saw her quick enough for him to turn. It only got the side view mirror part of the car, but you really can't see it, but the body guy saw it. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, I'm just kind of nervous because I got to go out and get him food, but I wanted to stay with you guys and talk more, but I love you all, and just pray for me that I don't get hit by a deer.
Yeah, don't bring out venison.
And angels on your steering wheel, right?
That's right. We always say that one. So I love you guys so much. I love you, Bubba and Eric.
Hello, 10.
Jesus has got your wheel.
Love you, 10.
We'll see you guys
Be
soon.
careful.
Love you, 10.
I've got to throw this out here, Lake Ferry. Check out the Simpsons, because there's a Silicon Valley Bank where they did a bank.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
Yeah. Well, it's like just hearing that name, you think of the Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, I feel like dyeing my hair blue and calling me Marge. Yeah.
They're calling this also the death of a climate bank. With the implosion of Silicon Valley Bank, over 1,500 climate and energy technology companies could face problems. In addition, more than 60% of community solar financing in the United States involves this bank.
Wow.
Yep.
Yep. That was insane.
It's all tied together.
I think so. So I do want to hear what you think, Eric.
About
All
the banks, everything.
All
How
of
much
it.
time you got, fella? Right.
Especially
I'm thinking I'm with Bigfoot and all of you. God's got this. It's just, I consider this not just a bump in the road, a big bump in the road.
to show up.
And what's going to happen is going to happen. It's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
Keep your faith and press on.
Exactly. That's what I think about a lot of it.
You go insane if you don't have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That surety.
Yeah.
Red Scout nailed it to water.
Yep.
With what's coming from my sources too, yes, water. Yep.
And Bubba, what's with the Euphrates? I mean, that's biblical.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah.
I got to get the camera reset. Hey,
Okay.
everyone. Hey, Bigfoot.
Hey, Jim. Good to see you.
Hey,
Good to see you, too. Yeah, I have a theory. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot of small banks fail just so the bigger ones can buy them up and control everything. Because the Bank of England might bail out the Silicon Valley Bank. I'm actually surprised it hasn't taken longer.
Well, didn't they shut down yesterday in California? Like completely.
Yeah.
Boom.
But I'm surprised it took as long as it did for one of them to go.
Mhm.
You figure this is going to affect so many smaller banks because say somebody gets a mortgage to buy a house through a bank, well, that mortgage is going through other banks because some of these smaller banks don't have the capital to back every mortgage. This is all being planned, unfortunately.
So you think, Jim, it's going to be like a domino thing?
I think it's going to be a domino effect. You figure that, okay, Silicon Valley Bank, this is the second largest bank failure that's occurred in our lifetime. I think we're going to see the same thing happen that happened in 1929. I think we're going to see the stock market get down to maybe 24 to 26,000.
Yeah, that's so scary. Now that's you invest this money because it's part of your retirement plan. That's what the 401ks are for, and they put it in there. And then you watch this stuff. You watch this. Your stocks are already tanked, and your all of your retirement accounts are down, and the temptation's there to pull, but it's always rebounded. But it's just like this. Just seems like it's one step away from just crashing.
Just like '08 happened in '08.
Well, the thing is, I've been saying this for 2 years. It's going to hurt the elderly people that are retired because it's like a reverse mortgage. Their dividend's going to go down. You figure their net value of their retirement's going to go down, so the payment they get every month is going to go down. Because I mean, it's getting so hard. Because I follow the stocks, you figure, okay, Apple has lost about 22% of its value. Microsoft is down about 25% from its all-time high. I think somewhere down the road we're going to see Amazon go under. The only stocks that are really doing well are the defense contracting stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, because where's the money going?
Yeah. Now watch. In the meantime, we see all these stocks going down, and don't listen to my financial advice. That's for certain. This is just my ignorant viewpoint. You watch these other stocks crashing and burning. You pay attention on what is soaring,
Mm-hmm.
and things that take advantage of situations like this. And I know I'm very on board with a lot of the things that Bubba talks about, Bubba News, and this the world is eventually working towards an economic system. It's already in place. The infrastructure is already in place.
Dominoes are
Now,
all set up.
now are we just watching it come to fruition? I don't know. I don't know that that's the truth, but it's certainly something just to watch, I guess.
Well, the one world government, the one world currency. Well, I'm sure you and Lake have a retirement fund, and it's lost about 20% of its value over the
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah, because my wife was thinking of retiring early. Then she looked at her retirement, and she couldn't believe how much a nosedive.
Yeah, and it's like in the past, you always knew we'll just stick it out because this is going to rebound, and it always has. It's never not come back. But do you withdraw and lock in at those losses you've already taken, or do you hope?
I'd stand pat. I'd stand pat with everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even
Sorry, Jim. Sorry, but Eric, didn't you ask Bubba something just before Jim came up, and we never got to? I don't know.
About the Euphrates?
Yes.
Yeah. Or lack thereof?
Yeah.
And
yeah, the lack thereof is the part that gets me, and the thing that really gets me too is the whole earth is opened up, where the earthquake thing and that whole area where the Euphrates starts is just east of that. And I mean, I still think they're going to come up with they're going to find some new hidden knowledge, and they're going to deceive the world with what they're finding in these openings in the earth.
Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
Before we move on from what you just said, if you're gonna finish your thought, go ahead. But before we move on, I want to share something about what you just said.
No, go.
Okay. Did and I don't mean to offend anybody here, but did you know that in Islamic end times eschatology, do you know it talks about these new gospels that are going to be found?
Yes.
And it's going to be, these gospels will be found, and they will prove that us Christians have had it all wrong for 2,000 years.
Yep.
That's evil.
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
And if you look at how, I don't mean to go religious with this, but if you look
I mean to.
if you look at how Islamic eschatology, that's their end times views, lines up with Christian end times views, they're waiting on the Mahdi.
Yeah.
He comes on the white horse.
Yeah.
And if you know the book of Revelation, chapter 6, that the rider on the white horse, that is the Antichrist.
That could signify what's been going on with the jabs. Who wears white? The medical profession.
Yeah, I don't know about any of the medical stuff, but regardless, I don't put any faith in Islamic end times eschatology. But if they're looking for this rider on this white horse to come in and be their savior,
someone with all the answers.
Exactly. And even if their writings are garbage, if that's what they say, it lines up with Christian end times eschatology in that the Antichrist will come, and they will look at this man and they will think, this
And
is
he's given a crown. He doesn't have to fight for it. He's given.
Yeah.
Well, they want the apocalypse to happen.
Yeah. And there's this group of them, this demonic group that's trying to get it started faster. But I believe that they're just fulfilling it all. I mean, even the stuff with the Euphrates, Revelation 16:12, talking about the sixth angel pouring out his bowl. I mean, if this stuff's starting to happen now, and we're talking the bowl judgments down the road, just how close are we to everything else? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's all coming. So.
And this is the easy stuff.
Yeah. This is still. This isn't really even the birth pains yet. That's the craziness. We're just beginning to see it.
Yeah.
Tammy's husband Steve has.
We haven't seen nothing yet.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep Steve in our prayers, Tammy.
Yeah.
If you guys in chat,
Jesus' name.
Yeah, if you guys see that, just keep
Tammy
Steve.
Stemsky's hubby has a bilateral hernia, both sides. Ouch. That hernia's hurt.
They sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look what Craig went through. His surgery. Craig did all that.
Yeah, but he was farting around in his hospital bed just that next day, wasn't he? You can't keep that man down.
No,
he's ornery.
But the recovery is bad. My son had a hernia he was born with, and it started bothering him down in the groin area. And he was supposed to be back to normal, they said, in like 3 months. He still has a little bit of pain lifting any heavy stuff. And he's 32 years old. It's slowly getting better. It's just like just like this bridge I got. That was installed 5 weeks ago. For 2 weeks I couldn't bite down. It's getting better. I can bite down almost full strength, but there's a little bit of pain. It takes time to heal.
Yeah, well, glad you're feeling a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, to get back to the finances, what's going to happen is we're going to see people that are looking at their stocks. They're going to panic sell, thinking it's going to get worse, and that's going to cause the market to collapse.
Yep.
Hey, Norma, I wouldn't don't let the worry and anxiety get to you on things like that.
No.
I mean, really, totally. That's like completely out of our hands, and you can't help one thing by letting that stuff eat away at you.
Yeah, because stress isn't good. We just did this so that way people would be aware that this is happening this summer.
But to say which one of you can add one day to your life by worrying,
None.
Tomorrow has enough worries. Don't worry about today.
Right. Yeah. No worries, no fear. God didn't spirit of fear. But
I remember in '87 when this happened, when the stock market had a big collapse. But not like in 27 though. I mean, excuse me, 29. We haven't seen anything since then as bad. Even 2008 wasn't as bad.
Hey, Bubba. So,
right back. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, please. I'll take.
Anybody else want a drink?
Yes, please.
Nope, water and Pepsi. So Bubba, the
coffee.
There's a whole lot of talk right now and a whole lot of news I keep seeing over and over. Keep going back to the Elam thing in Iran. Maybe it was your video that I saw that said that Israel was potentially poised to take out some Iran nuclear sites.
Yeah, and they've got that huge drill going on here March 12th to the 24th, where the Israeli F-35s and the 707 refuelers and some C-130Js are here for a red flag exercise 23-2 at Nellis Air Force Base there in Nevada. And what they're going to practice is long range deep into enemy territory bombing. So they're going to practice launching F-35 nukes to take out. Yeah, there's this plan that they're practicing on, and they're going to have wave after wave after wave to take out like their anti-air defense systems, and then to come in and use these bunker busters. And because they want to get this done because they know the time's getting short because there's 24 of those Russian Su-35s that are coming in, and the F-35s can take care of them because they're Generation 5, and the Su-35s are 4.5. So, but still,
it's getting really hard to know, what to even focus. It's like this. It's just like so much just popping all over the place. It's like
the biggest news I've seen in a long time was just yesterday when the whole thing with Iran and Saudi Arabia being brought together to the table to, against Muslim countries, Shia versus Sunni, and being brought together not by the United States as the police of the world, but by China. And they're going to join. And this is basically Saudi Arabia saying to the world, $1, you're done. Jim will probably know too. I mean, yeah.
Well, Saudi Arabia's lost faith in our government.
Well, of course, because they've seen this administration, and when Biden called him a pariah a couple years ago. I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you heard about they found the second largest lithium deposit in the world in Iran.
In Iran, yes, that's another thing. Yep.
Yeah, imagine that. And now CHINA's in the picture.
That's
That's Israel is now shipping crude oil to Europe for the first time ever this past week. Crude oil. In addition to natural gas. And that's part of the reason why Israel, the king of the north, is going to want to come after them and get their spoils, because Israel is just unreal.
That's it. It's
unreal.
Now, Israel also, if you have oil, you have gas also.
Their natural gas was even like their Karish gas oil rig and that field over there. I remember researching that. They have enough natural gas to supply the entire world for the next 200 years.
Yeah.
The entire world.
And it's the size of New Jersey.
Yes. And that's just one of their oil fields.
Right.
There is one thing that concerns me, though, big time. You figure if someone's going to have to take out the nuclear power plants in Iran where they get the uranium, the enriched uranium. If they do that, they're going to have such a big radioactive waste area. If they take out those nuclear power plants, there's going to be just multitudes of people fleeing Iran. And where are they going to go?
Well, it's not.
Bingo.
It's not.
And that's even prophesied.
Yeah, it's not if they're going to take them out. They are going to, because
Jeremiah 49:34-39. They will be scattered to every country on the planet. And do you think we've got a bad border situation now? Can you imagine a bunch of Iranians? This administration is just going to open the floodgates.
Yep. And Tammy, you're right. Ezekiel 38.
We're going to see more refugees than ever.
Yep, and the whole Europe's done too. There is going to be no more Europeans, no more Germans, no more Italians, because the Islamic factor is taking over, and their whole culture is just disintegrating. It's unreal. You know what I mean? All the old stuff from the 1500s, 14. Yeah.
It's infiltrate from within.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to keep up with what you should be looking at right now. Just keep your nose on. keep your eyes on God. It's all you can do. Trust Him.
Well, and it helps, I think, because like you, Josh, have a special passion. Jim does. ER does. We each have something where everyone loves to dig in to find out more info to share with the group. So I mean, it's a good thing. Yeah,
that's absolutely true. And then when you get all this focus on Iran and all the possibilities there and the potential and the prophecies, then you start looking at, look at Taiwan. I mean, they're sitting ducks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that enough to drag our country into this? Probably.
Well, Japan's going to start building a lot more weapons for self-defense, I saw today.
Yep. There's going to be 10 wars coming, like 10 fronts. Japan is going to be one. The Philippines is going to be one. South Korea is going to be one. Everything. China is going to,
Yeah.
There's too much stuff to keep track of, and it's going to get to the point where there's just too many wars on too many different fronts that this country just can't. Well, our country won't be able to keep up.
Yeah, it's just if somewhere in the Bible there was, Jesus maybe told us there would be wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes in diverse places, and don't worry because it's not yet the end. He did tell us that. So take solace in that. Take peace, because as bad as it will ever get, even if the Antichrist himself is in his full power at his strongest point, you know what? He's still working for our God. Yeah. He's doing our God's will.
That's the beauty of it. Jeremiah 1:12. God's watching over his word to perform it. He's watching. It's already laid out in advance. It's only thing that surprises anything out there. Nothing surprises God. The only thing that surprises is us humans. We're like, what? Oh.
Because we're trapped in linear time. God knows the past, present, and future. And one thing that amazes me, I'm a big proponent of people reading the Apocrypha, especially Ezra, the book of Ezra too, because what's going on in there coincides with Ezekiel and Revelations.
Yeah, I think it's okay to read those books. I just think it's wrong to apply the fact that they're Holy Spirit inspired.
Right. You're actually doing something that
I think you can get history from those books, but there's a lot in those books that contradict the 66 books of the canon. So it's okay to read them.
Yeah. Just know that they're not of the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So where does it say when things don't make sense anymore and things are very confusing? Just keep looking to me, keep following me, right?
Yeah.
So putting God first every day, foremost. I mean, God has everything and everyone else. Doesn't mean we don't have to use our brains that are God-given and do the things that we have to do. Something that I got reminded of the other day is about our enemies and people who are wicked. We're supposed to minister to them too. And that's there we go. That's a big responsibility there. I mean, just everyday human being like me, I can minister to someone who seems wicked. But those people who call themselves watchmen, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility, but it's not anything we ever say that changes people. It's God. It's God's word. God's word changes people, and God's word changes those people, and that's what can change a culture.
Right. Because only He can pierce the hearts.
I am nobody. I can plant seeds, but I don't know what the condition of their soil is.
That's true.
The Apostle Paul, when he was Saul of Tarsus, he was murdering Christians and dragging them to prison. He was on his way to Damascus to do it again, more. And God struck him down and blinded him. God can change anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
He will throw you down on your face.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually more concerned about my fellow man in some ways than myself. When I see how so many people are just struggling to get by.
That's right, brother. And
yeah.
That's why it's important. We got to look after each other. We really do. We talk about.
Well, and even look at what's coming. A measure of wheat for a penny. A measure of wheat for a penny. I mean,
yep.
And water will become the most valuable commodity.
What's it say? If you've done this to the least of these, you've done it to me. And Jesus was talking about fellow believers. If
my brethren,
you got to look out for your fellow believers. Yes, we look after the world, but Jesus specifically said, if you do it to one of these, of your brethren, that's the church. And I'm not talking about a building, because that's not the church. We are the body of Christ. You help each other. That's so important. It's going to be so important to be able to know people that you can rely on. You don't want to rely on people because you rely on God first, but be that person for somebody else, and you can just hope that somebody else will be there to help you in tough times, because it could get rough.
Do you have a purse?
It's going to get rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We should share that out.
So yeah, there's a lot of really, really smart people in chat. It's been a really good chat tonight. You guys are awesome.
Yes, and thank you guys, everyone. Bubba and Eric and Jim.
Yeah, we respect
Coming up
like
here.
Jim, Bubba, Eric. We respect you guys' opinions on all this stuff. We appreciate you guys' input.
Yeah.
We're honored.
I'm glad I got to meet everyone here.
Yeah, we're honored.
Yeah. Everything that we've been through together, like individually in each other's homes.
Jim, I've seen you before, and you got some good stuff. You got some good stuff.
Well, some people think I'm a G-man because they had to look at you.
Bald is beautiful.
That's it.
Man.
I wish I could be bald.
I save money on shampoo.
His hair is so thick.
I think
I don't like cutting his hair. I always tell him to go see some other chick to go do it.
I think when I start going bald, I'm just going to do a beard comb over, up and over the top.
The only thing the hair really is good for, it protects your skin from skin cancer.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody's interested, at 8 o'clock, I got a Bigfoot story premiere on Bigfoot Lake. So if anybody wants to check that out, you're welcome to attend.
Yeah.
Have you actually seen one live, or just the evidence, like footprints?
Just
footprints.
Just sounds and footprints.
Yeah.
And what kind of shoe do you think Bigfoot has? If he had to go to a shoe store.
Whew.
Bigger feet, because I asked Lake about your shoe size.
I got small feet compared to.
Yeah, Bigfoot wears a size 15 wide. The castings that were taken pretty much in our backyard, not really in our backyard, but really close. Bigfoot's foot in a work boot would be able to step on this casting, and there'd still be lots of room. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, you know what? Even if you don't believe that there's a Bigfoot, what's the harm in going out in nature and hiking around on some mountains for a little bit?
There's no harm in looking unless you really get the character face to face.
Yeah.
Well, okay, where I live, it's all built up, but we have a state park next to us, and that's a story in itself. And the whole state park is 3,500 acres. And about maybe 20 years ago, I saw an animal, and I called the park office up. I saw an animal in the property. It wasn't as big as a human. I would have sworn somebody had a pet baboon that got loose.
No kidding.
And they thought I was. They said, "Are you drinking?" I said, "No," and I told them who I was. And I saw footprints in cultivated soil. It looked like, a primate.
That's an amazing encounter.
Really? If somebody had a pet, first of all, who would want to have a pet primate like that? Because when they become an adult, they get really hyper. Yeah, but who would want to have first of all, I don't even know if you could have a permit to have a pet baboon. But it was a good sized animal, though.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The way it was walking, it was using its front legs, and basically to propel itself.
Wow.
Well, I believe in Bigfoot.
Well, thank you. I believe in you too.
I believe in you.
There has to be a basis in every legend. Yeah. Right.
I also believe in the Jersey Devil because I swear I heard it back in 1979 in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. So
we need to go visit there.
I was going to say that because the Pine Barrens is real desolate.
Mm-hmm.
It's all pitch pines. People don't. Okay, it's all. I've been down there a few times when my wife's brother used to live in Hamilton, New Jersey. It's all sand, but you got areas there where it's like swamp ground.
Yeah.
Because it's got a high water table. Experts say the reason the water table is so high in Jersey is because the water from the Atlantic Ocean has infiltrated the sand and it's fresh water. You can go in South Jersey anywhere and get a well at maybe 60 to 80 feet easily.
Mhm.
Yeah. To answer Jamie's question.
100% there is.
Yeah. So where Abear Road is right there at the
You can almost throw a rock in
Whitehall,
Vermont from
New
there.
York, Vermont border. So that road actually goes from New York into Vermont. So when they had the issues here, they have the issues there too. And I call them issues because, well, it's really weird. I'm gonna go around the room.
I have
here
a question
for like
though.
2 minutes. What?
Everybody's coming forward with these Bigfoot stories, and how come nobody's never sent these to me?
I know. We both have a cryptid channel. He's Bigfoot Lake, and I'm over there at the Mountain Lake Files. And yeah, send in you guys' stories. We would be happy to read them, or if you guys want to come up and do a live and have a panel, or if you want to do a backstage and record it and upload it afterwards, or if you just want to send in your email and not have it public, you don't have to say your name or anything like that, and we could just tell your story.
And trust us, we won't think you're crazy because people think we're crazy.
We know we're crazy.
Right?
And who is anyone to judge if somebody has been through something, especially like an encounter like that? Who are we to judge? Like, it's a safe place to tell your story and get it out there in hopes that other people would
that's right.
come forward
That's
too.
right.
So
one man's crazy is another man's story.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really quick, starting with Bubba, then Jim, then Eric. You guys
I'm going to duck off. I got to go.
You guys
Josh.
I'll see you later.
To everyone, because we're going to hop off here and we're going to go over to
we're streaking through the quad, right?
what? There's no streaking here, Bigfoot.
Somebody knows what that is.
I don't know what streaking through the quad is, but
You are surrounded by 4 guys there.
yeah. I'm always surrounded by guys. I love the gals, but ever since I was little, I've always hung out with the guys and watch them do things with cars and learn all my tools, so I know how to do stuff too. Mm-hmm. And actually, guys always had less drama than the girls. Those girls they're scary, some of them.
Girl, please do not go there.
Right?
Yeah, but I love all you
drama.
guys. Yeah. So starting with Bubba, I don't know what you want to end with. Leave all these awesome people with some awesome words from you.
Well, there goes the story talking about my kids. No.
Are you want to talk about your kids?
No, you're triggering, like, because I have 2 teenage girls and they're both above 16, and somehow they get their cycles together, and you're like, oh my.
Oh,
so yeah,
I have 3.
3.
Yeah, well, one just turned 30. One will be 21 in July, and the other one back there, she's going to be 17 in September, but she's 16. So I've had 3 girls.
Wow.
3 girls. Yep. So when they all live in the house, they all do cycle up together, and they all get it at the same time. And as a woman who also, there's way too much estrogen in this house, and I have to leave, and he deals with it because I can't.
I'm surrounded here as well. I've even got a female cat and a female dog in addition to Mrs. Bubba. So yeah,
oh, God love you. Nope.
No, so I appreciate seeing Jim and ER and Josh. Some testosterone. Yeah.
You could be the ball brother number 4 if you want.
Yeah. At the Balls Brothers.
Bob and I had so much testosterone, we lost our hair.
So anything you want to end with, Jim?
Has Bigfoot ever been sighted in the continental U.S. above the timberline?
What?
Above the timberline.
Has he ever been what?
Like sighted above the
above the timberline, the frost
above the
line.
timberline.
Yeah.
pictures of him on mountaintops.
There's pictures of him on mountaintops where he's pretty tall, and then people have gotten video of like what looked like a giant.
I'd like to know if he's ever been seen like up around Mount Washington, the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Because when you get up there towards Mount Washington, a lot of that is above the timberline. Because if I was Bigfoot, I would want to remain like incognito. Because
Right.
if he's above the timberline, he could be seen by humans.
Yep. Tammy says 1, 2, 3. Let's all say praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus had a reason to create Bigfoot, is all I can say.
Well, I mean, some people think that maybe he's Nephilim or maybe he's, part of Cain. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know.
Interdimensional.
Yeah.
The jumper.
So
Yeah,
what you
that's
think,
I've
Eric?
always-
Oh, I think that this group here and everyone that's friends with everyone in this particular community, and you might be better friends with one person than another person. I think we're all together for a reason. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
And I think when times are tough, you need to remember that, because you're not alone, and it's good quality time and it's good people. So just remember that, and it makes life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
One point I like to make is, okay, we've known each other for over 2 years. The longer we've known each other, the more we know who we can trust each other. Because trust is everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know I don't just speak for myself, but I know that, most people know his name, but Josh and Allie and I, we're forever grateful for all of y'all. And we know that in this house, God first and everything else follows. But you guys make our day better.
We still need that human connection because
Absolutely.
we've been pulled apart from all that. Yeah.
Exactly. God didn't put us all up here on the earth to work alone. We all have to stick together, and we've done this together so far. We can continue doing that, and we will.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I don't want to hear my opinion all the time to myself. I want to hear everyone's opinion. It's like, stop thinking and listen to other people in a good way. Because otherwise you're just, it turns into scrambled eggs. So
yeah, like when you're left with your own thoughts of thinking, that's when that sinking thinking can start, and you don't want the enemy getting into that and giving you stinking thinking, because that's a dangerous place to be. Yep. So
I guess if anything to leave, I guess that's one thing that's been on my mind is just with the times we have left, we've got to be so careful with what goes into our eyes, our ears, our mind.
Yeah.
our eyes can deceive us. And unfortunately, my wife and I have gotten to a point in our life where we've lost a lot of our friends. My wife lost her best friend probably 16 years ago. I mean, it's sad. Death is part of life. Yeah. And okay, I look at it like this. I've become good friends with so many people on YouTube. I spend more time talking to my friends on YouTube than I do people around here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I love you guys. I don't mean to rush off, but my husband does have a premiere on Bigfoot Lake here in, 1 minute.
Just say I've got to go, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. And again, even though these things are important to pay attention to, actually, yes, God gives us the discernment. So, we got to pay attention to things. We can't go just flat and not know anything. But don't fear stuff. Just know about it and think of ways to prepare. Talk with other people about ways to prepare for how you can better prepare for this junk coming. Yeah, my words are all scrambling because I gotta go. I love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Go.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for having me on tonight.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Okay, you take care. And which channel is Bigfoot going to be on again?
On Bigfoot Lake. I'm going to put it right there in chat.
Okay. Okay, thanks. I'll see you later.
See you later. Bigfoot Lake, all capitals.
Okay, bye.
Bye.